if you genuinely crave a successful life. Remember, there's one single choice that changes the entire game for you. It's the choice between waiting for one day or bravely starting on day one. The vast gulf between the life you only dare to dream of and the one you're stuck in narrows down to just this single decisive moment. Every goal, every breakthrough, every extraordinary transformation originates from one uncomfortable yet essential first step. Waiting feels safe momentarily, but it confines you. Starting feels difficult initially, but it builds tremendous, unstoppable momentum. The future isn't something that simply arrives, it is something we create. And that creation begins with what you do today. The words I'm about to share are not just meant to inspire you. They are designed to compel you to action. In the next few moments, I will unveil the core mindset shifts that distinguish mere dreamers from true doers. You will learn how to liberate yourself from hesitation, how to rewire your thinking for achievement, and finally, how to silence the distractions that hold you captive. Most people will forever speak of one day, but only a small fraction choose to make today their day one. They are the ones who truly ascend, build, and reshape their lives from the inside out. 1. The power of choice. Each morning you awaken. You confront life's most defining decision. Will you approach today as just another ordinary day? Or will you treat today as the decisive day one? The start of a new chapter? Through years spent studying the world's most successful individuals, an undeniable truth stands clear. Greatness is never a matter of coincidence. It is the intentional and deliberate result of consistent wise choices. Consider Thomas Edison, one of history's greatest inventors. He faced thousands upon thousands, even tens of thousands of failures in his relentless pursuit of inventing a practical electric bulb. Mr. Edison understood deeply the power of starting now. Each morning he chose to persevere. Again, dedicating himself relentlessly to his purpose. What if Mr. Edison had hesitated, postponing action, constantly whispering to himself, one day, humanity might still be trapped in darkness both literally and metaphorically? But Mr. Edison knew that waiting for the perfect moment is akin to standing idly at an empty station, expecting a train that simply doesn't exist. The perfect time is always now. Every sunrise offers you a fresh blank canvas inviting your courage and determination. Life does not promise a perfect beginning. It only offers opportunities. And these opportunities demand your immediate attention and decisive action. Waiting only weakens your resolve and dims your inner fire. Understand this clearly. The greatest risk in life is the decision never made, the opportunity never seized, the dream never chased. I've encountered countless individuals paralyzed by indecision, waiting endlessly for ideal conditions. But conditions rarely align perfectly. Instead, it is your internal resolve that shapes external circumstances. Every moment wasted waiting is stealing your most precious resource: time. Time once gone is irretrievable. Successful people recognize the urgency of the present, the immediate necessity of taking determined, focused steps toward their goals. Choosing to start today means you are embracing your dreams with unwavering commitment and burning enthusiasm. It means recognizing that every action taken today becomes a building block for tomorrow's achievement. Your future is built from daily decisions, from actions taken in faith, even when the outcome is uncertain. The habit of immediate action, diligently practiced, transforms your ambitions into concrete reality. Decisiveness is a hallmark of great leaders and achievers. Henry Ford once stated, "You cannot build a reputation on what you are going to do. This world rewards those who act boldly, those who courageously mark today as day one, seizing every opportunity with passionate intensity." Momentum begins with action, and greatness grows from relentless commitment. Therefore, rise each morning with clear purpose, knowing precisely what you must accomplish today. Break down your larger goals into actionable steps and absolutely refuse to postpone the vital actions that move you closer to your dreams. Remember, procrastination and delay are thieves that rob you of your potential. Choose decisively, act immediately, and let each day propel you closer to the extraordinary life awaiting your decisive action. Today, let there be absolutely no doubt or hesitation. Embrace this moment as the true day, one of your life's greatest achievements. Be courageous, be bold, and be relentless. Success favors the determined soul who bravely chooses action over delay. Begin today. Your future self eagerly awaits, watching for the extraordinary results your decisive actions will yield. Define your purpose with absolute clarity. Purpose serves as the guiding star for every successful journey, illuminating the path through life's often uncertain landscapes. In my lifelong study of successful individuals, I've uncovered one potent truth. Clarity of purpose is what separates the achievers from the mere dreamers. Without clearly defined objectives, your efforts become scattered, aimlessly, drifting like leaves carried helplessly by the wind. Consider Walt Disney, whose life offers a profound illustration of purpose realized. From incredibly humble beginnings, Mr. Disney envisioned a world where imagination inspired millions. He didn't merely wish vaguely for success or passively wait for fortune's favor. Instead, he defined his success explicitly, committing himself fully and wholeheartedly to his vision. His clarity was his power. It transformed obstacles into opportunities and dreams into tangible realities. Today, Mr. Disney's legacy stands as a towering testament to the power of purpose-driven action. Now, reflect deeply on your own life. What is your definitive purpose? Ask yourself these critical questions. Where do I see myself in 3 years? What legacy do I genuinely wish to create and leave behind? What precise, measurable steps must I undertake starting now to reach these desired outcomes? Your answers will powerfully shape the trajectory of your journey, providing both the compass and the map for your life's grand voyage. Without clearly articulated goals, you are akin to a ship adrift without a compass, lacking direction, and at the mercy of life's turbulent storms. Clarity of purpose is your anchor, firmly grounding your decisions and intensely focusing your efforts, ensuring that each action taken brings you closer step by step to your ultimate vision. Every single successful person I've ever studied cultivated an unwavering sense of purpose. Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison. Each defined their life's mission with razor-sharp clarity, guiding their every choice and fueling relentless perseverance. Purpose generates immense courage in the face of adversity, incredible resilience through setbacks, and boundless energy in the pursuit of your goals. Understand this deeply. Your purpose is your greatest asset. Define it clearly. Visualize it vividly and pursue it passionately, fiercely, and unapologetically. Allow your purpose to inspire every action, inform every decision, and compel unshakable commitment. Every day spent without clear objectives is a day utterly squandered, a lost opportunity to advance purposefully toward your dreams. The world unequivocally favors those who know precisely what they want and pursue it with single-minded, determined focus. Your success hinges directly upon your capacity to clearly define your targets and relentlessly chase them regardless of the challenges encountered along the way. Thus, today, embrace your purpose with absolute clarity. Visualize your goals in explicit detail, allowing the clarity of your vision to ignite immediate and consistent action. Create concrete, actionable steps toward achievement, meticulously planning your pathway. Remember this truth. Vague ambitions yield only vague results, while clearly articulated, well-defined goals produce definitive achievements. Your life, your actions, and ultimately your legacy are powerful reflections of the clarity of your purpose. Embrace this profound truth, allowing it to guide every single decision and empower every single effort. The greatness you desire is not just possible, it is attainable, but only through precise clarity and persistent, purposeful action. Define your purpose boldly today. Commit unwaveringly, and watch as the universe seems to conspire to help you achieve your dreams. Satam 3. The transformative power of resilience. Resilience in its most profound sense is the ultimate alchemy that miraculously transforms bitter setbacks into robust stepping stones. In my many years of exploring the fundamental principles of success, I have come to understand that resilience isn't just a desirable trait. It is an absolute non-negotiable necessity. It is the quiet, invisible force that allows you to rise again when others remain defeated, to persistently push forward when the entire world whispers insistently that it's finally time to quit. Every failure, every defeat, every heartbreaking hardship, these are not final signs to retreat and surrender, but rather potent, even divine instruments of instruction. Let us absorb a vital lesson from the extraordinary life of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most genuinely inspiring figures in the entire span of human history. Before he ascended to the highest office in the land, he was confronted by a brutal succession of failures that would utterly crush most individuals. He lost his mother at a tragically early age, failed in multiple business ventures, suffered the profound loss of the woman he deeply loved, and endured a devastating string of political defeats that would surely have shattered the ambitions of any ordinary man. But Mr. Lincoln was not ordinary. He was the embodiment of resilience. He understood intuitively that defeat was not a dead end, but merely a detour. That failure was not the opposite of success, but an absolutely necessary and inherent part of it. Each failure, rather than stopping him, became crucial fuel for his growth, a powerful catalyst for his profound inner transformation. Your own journey, without question, will be marked by significant obstacles. This isn't a prediction. It is a certainty woven into the fabric of existence. Life, by its very nature, will consistently test the limits of your determination. But hidden within the core of each difficulty lies a potent truth. These challenges are not sent to destroy you. They are meticulously sent to prepare you. They relentlessly refine your spirit powerfully, strengthen your will, and elevate your character to new heights. When you confront hardship, recognize that life is asking you one deceptively simple fundamental question. How much do you genuinely want it? Resilience is the only authentic answer to that question. It is the silent strength that keeps you standing firm when the storms of life rage violently around you. It is the unwavering determination that declares, "I will try again," even when the world cries out, "It's over." And make absolutely no mistake, resilience is not born from comfort or ease. It is painstakingly forged in the intense fire of difficulty. It is cultivated and strengthened in moments of profound despair, when the thought of giving up seems vastly easier than somehow managing to go on. But those who fiercely persist through adversity emerge significantly stronger, considerably wiser, and far better prepared to embrace the greatness that unmistakably awaits them. The most successful individuals I have ever known did not experience smooth, uninterrupted paths to victory. Quite the contrary. They relentlessly encountered defeat after painful defeat, yet their deep-seated resilience propelled them tirelessly forward. They understood a timeless, powerful principle. I have frequently reiterated. Every single adversity, every single failure, every single heartache carries within it the tiny seed of an equal or even greater benefit. This is not merely empty philosophy. It is an immutable law of nature. But that vital seed only grows and flourishes when it is diligently watered with faith and consistently nourished with unwavering persistence. You absolutely must begin to see each failure not as a definitive end, but rather as a clear message. Ask yourself sincerely, what crucial lesson does this specific setback offer me? How can I fundamentally grow and evolve from this difficulty? What vital new direction is being revealed through this experience? The honest answers to these questions are the essential bricks with which you painstakingly build the unshakable foundation of your ultimate success. Let resilience become your constant trusted companion. Allow it to shape your fundamental mindset so profoundly that every perceived defeat automatically transforms into a powerful doorway to deeper wisdom and understanding. When you fall, and inevitably you will fall, do not curse the ground beneath you. Instead, bless the invaluable lesson you have just received. Stand up, dust yourself off with quiet dignity, and move resolutely forward with renewed and even greater resolve. Always remember this powerful truth. The strongest, most majestic oak tree in the entire forest is not the one that was sheltered and protected from the wind, but the one that bravely stood in the fierce storm and persistently continued to grow stronger because of it. You possess within you the innate power to endure, to rise, and to conquer. The challenges you face are not a punishment. They are deliberate preparation. They are definitive proof that your dream is significant and worthy enough to require you to grow, and genuine growth inexorably demands discomfort. Welcome it. Rise confidently to meet it. Start today with the unshakable belief that your developing resilience will transform every remote possibility into a definite certainty. Let your struggles become the fertile soil in which your personal greatness deeply takes root. Let every single hardship encountered unequivocally strengthen your conviction. Let every obstacle become an explicit invitation to consciously evolve and become more than you were before. For in the end, it is not the absence of failure that truly defines the successful person. It is their absolute and fierce refusal to be utterly defeated by it. Be that person. Be incredibly resilient, and know this truth as I have come to know it. Your dreams are not just vaguely possible, they are inevitable if you possess the cultivated resilience to truly see them all the way through. 4. The unyielding influence of self-belief. There exists, residing at the very core of every triumphant man or woman, a force so profoundly powerful, so utterly unfailing, that it fundamentally becomes the essential bridge connecting ethereal dreams to their concrete, tangible materialization. That force, my dear reader, is pure self-belief. It is the silent, tireless architect of all truly enduring success. It is the invisible, vital force operating diligently behind every single skyscraper ever built, every groundbreaking innovation ever conceived, and every grand empire ever erected by human hands throughout history. You see, doubt is an incredibly cunning thief. It does not brazenly shout, nor does it make loud demands. Instead, it slyly whispers. It sows quiet, insidious seeds of hesitation and uncertainty, until a tangled, unproductive garden of inaction grows rampantly, where vibrant dreams once vigorously flourished. I have personally witnessed men of immense intellectual capacity become utterly paralyzed by uncertainty and wavering confidence, while others of seemingly modest ability miraculously ascended to unimaginable heights. This happened simply because they believed. Take, for instance, the timeless story of Orville and Wilbur Wright. These were not men born into inherited wealth or automatic privilege. No, they were ordinary bicycle mechanics with an obsession that bordered on something close to beautiful madness. The electrifying dream of flight. In an era when mankind had only ever known the firm ground beneath his feet, they bravely dared to gaze skyward and make a breathtaking declaration. We shall fly. And fly they most certainly did, not just physically through the open air, but powerfully above every single voice that mocked, ridiculed, and dismissed them. Their belief in themselves was so utterly potent, so absolutely unwavering, that eventually gravity itself could no longer constrain them. Let this potent truth be a permanent reminder to you. No ridicule, no rejection, no perceived failure can ultimately defeat the individual who truly deeply believes. Self-belief is the indisputable starting point of all genuinely significant riches, all truly great achievements, and all lasting power. Before even $1 is earned, before even one single brick is purposefully laid, belief must be firmly planted and carefully nurtured within the fertile soil of the mind. It must vigorously take root. It must steadfastly grow until it reaches a point where it becomes utterly unshakable. You must not passively wait for external evidence or permission. Genuine evidence of possibility appears after profound belief, not before. The Wright brothers did not idly wait for someone else to definitively show them it was possible. They actively became the undeniable proof themselves. So too must you courageously move forward with bold, confident action, intimately knowing that your deep-seated belief is the powerful magnet that intrinsically draws the desired results directly into your life. Understand this fundamental truth. Your mind is a remarkably productive workshop. Whatever potent thoughts and convictions you consistently feed into it on a daily basis, your powerful subconscious mind will diligently begin to shape and meticulously mold into tangible reality. Thoughts inherently become things. Heartfelt desires, when vibrantly mixed with potent faith, inexorably become destiny. But doubt, Doubt is the truly silent killer. It insidiously masquerades as rational logic, cunningly disguises itself as humble humility, and constantly whispers the seemingly practical but paralyzing words, "Be realistic." And by obeying it, precious dreams are cruelly buried and left dormant before they ever get a chance to fully take flight. Build, therefore, your indestructible inner citadel of belief. Guard it fiercely with unwavering determination. Nurture it diligently on a daily basis. Speak to yourself consciously and intentionally as someone who vividly expects greatness as their default state, not merely as someone who vaguely hopes for it sometime in the distant future. Affirm your inherent capabilities with authority. Visualize your eventual triumphs in meticulous, compelling detail, and most importantly, act boldly, as if success is not merely a distant possibility, but an absolutely inevitable certainty already unfolding. Always remember, genuine confidence is inherently contagious. The world does not reward or follow the uncertain individual. It naturally follows the one who visibly radiates unwavering certainty. When your self-belief finally becomes absolutely immovable, you will miraculously find that people, opportunities, and beneficial circumstances begin aligning themselves in your favor as if by some mystical magic. But it is not magic. It is simply the natural, observable law of attraction dynamically at work. Burn this absolute truth into the core of your mind. No man can possibly climb beyond the psychological limits he deliberately places upon himself. And conversely, no man can truly be kept down when he genuinely believes with every fiber of his being that he was unquestionably meant to rise. The bedrock foundation of your grandest dreams is not primarily money-valuable connections or random luck. It is at its core the absolutely unshakable belief that you are inherently worthy of those dreams and fully capable of achieving them. So I charge you now with every fiber of your being, cultivate that indispensable belief. Let it grow wildly and uninhibitedly within you. Let its power overwhelm and silence all fear. Let it firmly silence the nagging voices of doubt and looming defeat. For when you genuinely believe, truly deeply and unwaveringly, you will inevitably begin to witness the very world around you visibly bend to the formidable will you project. In this profound truth lies your ultimate power. In this vital principle lies your eventual fortune. Simply believe, and the universe itself will respond powerfully and directly in kind. 5. Pursuing your passion, fiercely and without apology. Among all the countless forces that serve to drive mankind relentlessly toward monumental greatness, there is none as potently powerful, as utterly consuming as authentic passion. It is the persistent inner flame that absolutely refuses to be extinguished regardless of how fierce and relentless the winds of adversity may blow against it. Passion is not merely a fleeting interest that quickly fades, nor a passing desire that can be easily dismissed. It is the richest, most enduring fuel available for navigating life. It intensely ignites ambition, sustains relentless effort through difficult times, and powerfully compels the individual to reach far beyond the stifling confines of comfortable mediocrity. Throughout my long and varied lifetime, I have been granted the incredibly rare privilege of closely studying remarkable individuals who achieved true greatness despite overwhelming odds and crushing adversity. And I tell you now unequivocally and without any reservation whatsoever that the single most defining trait they all undeniably shared, the inherent characteristic that truly separated them irrevocably from the rest of the undifferentiated herd, was a palpable passion so intensely strong that it genuinely bordered on pure creative obsession. Mr. Edison famously said with genuine joy, "I never actually did a day's work in my entire life. It was all pure fun." Why did he say this? Because he was utterly consumed by his profound passion. He didn't tirelessly experiment with electricity merely because it was expected of him or seemed like the logical thing to do. He pursued it relentlessly because it vibrantly thrilled his very soul. Passion was the inner force that kept him awake and tirelessly working when others had long since fallen asleep. Passion was what fueled him to persist bravely when others had already surrendered in exhaustion. So I sincerely ask you, here and now, what is your profound consuming passion? What is that single compelling idea, that deeply satisfying craft, that vivid vision, that powerfully grips your entire imagination, that stirringly rushes through your blood, that you would wholeheartedly pursue with unwavering commitment, even if no one ever applauded your efforts and not a single coin was ever earned? Find that singular pursuit, for buried deep within it lies the vital core of your true purpose. Crucially, do not confuse superficial passion with fleeting interest. A passing interest can and often will be set aside when things get tough. A true soul-deep passion absolutely cannot be ignored for long. It consistently calls to you in the quietest hours. It hauntingly occupies your daydreams with insistent visions, and it urgently urges you persistently forward, no matter the perceived cost or daunting obstacles. The man or woman who walks firmly in the power of their authentic passion may perhaps lack extensive experience, may well lack substantial capital resources, but they are never truly poor at their core. For they intrinsically possess an incredible wealth of boundless energy, and such powerful energy, when strategically directed with clear purpose, is the very undisputed essence of profound power. Consider the truly inspirational story of Madam C.J. Walker, the resilient daughter of former slaves born into deep poverty in the challenging late 1800s. She toiled tirelessly as a humble washerwoman, earning barely $1 per laborious day. But she possessed a fierce, unyielding passion for beauty, a burning desire for dignity, and a deep-seated conviction to genuinely uplift and empower other women. Fueled entirely by that unyielding passion, she meticulously built a remarkable empire in the burgeoning hair care industry, ultimately becoming the indisputable first self-made female millionaire in the United States of America. Her extraordinary story was definitively not one of inherent privilege or inherited advantage. It was instead a compelling narrative defined by fiery, relentless, purpose-driven passion. Your true passion absolutely must become your compelling obsession, not in a destructive or negative sense, but powerfully in a creative and expansive sense. It is the state where your passion naturally occupies your conscious thoughts, powerfully commands your focused attention, and constantly pulls you irresistibly toward purposeful action. The world emphatically does not reward lukewarm or half-hearted efforts. Half-hearted pursuits invariably lead only to disheartening frustration. But when you deliberately give yourself fully, passionately, and courageously to the inner calling that so deeply stirs your soul, the very universe itself seems to actively conspire to generously aid you. You must not idly wait for formal permission from external authorities or institutions. You absolutely must not endlessly seek fleeting validation from those who simply do not comprehend the burning fire that illuminates and drives you. Genuine passion, when it truly exists, does not beg for applause or recognition. It fiercely demands authentic expression. It does not passively wait for the elusive perfect time or condition. It actively creates the perfect opportunity right here and now. Let others mindlessly follow predictable trends. Let others relentlessly chase superficial, fleeting security, but you instead courageously pursue with intensity that which truly sets your individual heart absolutely ablaze. For a man or woman who resolutely walks in their profound passion, walks intrinsically with immense power. They need not be externally pushed by others, for they are compellingly pulled by something far greater and more meaningful than mere external obligation. They are dynamically pulled by their intrinsic purpose. Remember this essential truth. The man or woman who genuinely thrives is the individual who diligently listens to the subtle, intuitive whisper of their deepest soul and responds boldly and without hesitation with committed action. Your passion is not some random, meaningless whim. It is in essence the divine internal compass, purposefully pointing you directly toward your authentic destiny. To ignore its powerful call is to consciously betray the very best, most essential part of yourself. To unequivocally honor its profound demand is to deliberately awaken the giant that peacefully sleeps within you. So I say to you now, with unshakable conviction, do not delay for another second. Resolutely fan the vibrant flame of your passion. Lovingly nurture that precious, potent spark within you. Give yourself completely fearlessly and unapologetically to the single pursuit that genuinely brings you fully alive. For burning passion is the indisputable difference between those who merely passively exist through life and those who truly vibrantly live it. 6. The non-negotiable necessity of setting clear goals. Dreams on their own are simply not enough to achieve tangible success. The world is quite literally filled to overflowing with idle dreamers. But make no mistake, it is unquestionably ruled by those unique individuals who courageously dared to meticulously set definite goals and pursue them relentlessly. You see, a grand dream is inherently the nascent seed of possibility, but a clear goal is the deep foundational root system that firmly grounds that dream into palpable reality. A compelling dream can certainly inspire your imagination and stir your emotions, but a well-defined goal purposefully directs your vital energy. A vivid dream can absolutely lift your spirits to lofty heights, but a concrete goal specifically gives your intense energy a fixed destination to actively move towards. You absolutely must understand this critical distinction. A passionate dream combined with clear ambition, yet entirely without a robust plan, is merely a wish. It is fleeting, it is intangible, and it is unfortunately destined to inevitably evaporate harmlessly with the gentle morning dew. Wishes are the sole province of the inactive, while precise goals are the indispensable weapon forged and wielded by the determined individual. Consider the truly inspiring example of Roger Bannister. Before the year 1954, it was universally believed among experts and laymen alike that successfully running a mile in under the seemingly impossible threshold of 4 minutes was physically, humanly impossible. Even skeptical doctors specifically warned that the fragile human body would simply collapse under such intense, unprecedented physical pressure. But Mr. Bannister, he resolutely did not accept the conventional wisdom or the seemingly expert consensus. He vividly saw the definite goal. He firmly believed with every fiber of his being that it could be done, and even more importantly, he meticulously planned for it with unwavering discipline. Every arduous training session, every minute adjustment in his running form, every ounce of psychological discipline rigorously exercised. These were certainly not acts of random chance or impulsive whim. They were precisely calibrated steps painstakingly carved out and diligently followed along a clearly defined, purposeful path he had laid out. And on that fateful historic day, Roger Bannister crossed the finish line in a breathtaking 3 minutes and 4 seconds shattering. Not just an athletic record, but more significantly, completely annihilating limiting beliefs and shattering mental barriers for all who witnessed it. Mr. Bannister's timeless story is not just merely a simple tale of individual athletic triumph and physical prowess. It is a powerful universal reminder to every single man and woman who secretly dreams of achieving significantly more than their current circumstances seem to allow. Specific, precisely measurable, and unequivocally actionable goals possess the incredible, almost magical power to genuinely bend the very fabric of reality in your definitive favor. Let me directly ask you personally, what is your specific 4-minute mile equivalent? What seemingly impossible standard have others, or even perhaps you yourself, wrongly imposed upon your true potential? What is that clear vision you firmly hold in your mind but have not yet fully dared to bring into sharp, undeniable focus by setting a goal? A tangible goal, my friend, must be inherently clear, sharply defined, and completely unambiguous. Vague, fuzzy intentions reliably yield only equally vague and unsatisfying results. If your general goal is merely to be vaguely successful, then meticulously define exactly what specific success means for you. Do you sincerely wish to earn a specific concrete amount of money by a certain date? Do you intend to build a particular clearly envisioned type of business enterprise? Do you aspire to competently learn a certain specific desirable skill set? The more incredibly precise your definitive aim, the more formidably powerful and focused your subsequent momentum will become. When the proverbial arrow clearly knows its target destination with certainty, the dedicated archer can effectively and optimally train his deliberate focus. Break your ambitious, overarching goal into smaller, manageable, actionable steps. This crucial phase is precisely where potent clarity effectively becomes executable strategy. What exactly must be diligently accomplished this very week? What specific actions need to be prioritized and done? Today, what critical microtasks must be tackled productively in the very next hour? Each seemingly small completed task subsequently becomes an indispensable brick conscientiously laid upon the construction of the long and vital road directly leading to your magnificent dream. And whatever you do explicitly, do not neglect the crucial energizing deadline. A goal bravely declared, but frustratingly devoid of a definitive time frame, is like a helpless boat without a compass, desperately drifting aimlessly in the vast ocean. Strategic deadlines effectively inject essential urgency and intense purposeful drive, a fiery intensity burning in your belly that precisely separates the casual dreamers from the dedicated active doers. Track your ongoing progress relentlessly and with uncompromising honesty. Be absolutely truthful with yourself. Continuously measure your performance intelligently. Adapt your approach based on real results and meticulously refine your methods for optimal efficiency. The transformative journey to lasting success is admittedly not often a perfect straight line, but it is undeniably one that strongly favors the exceptionally persistent. Every purposeful step forward taken, regardless of how initially small or insignificant it may seem, is undeniably a significant victory along the way. Without concrete, measurable goals, vivid dreams lamentably remain frustratingly distant fantasies. Pleasant, perhaps, to merely think about during idle moments, but ultimately powerless to fundamentally change the actual trajectory of your real-life experience. But when a powerful dream is explicitly tied to a clear purpose, meticulously carved out into a well-defined goal, and actively supported by consistent, dedicated action, then and only then does it become against all odds undeniably unavoidable. It irrevocably becomes your new reality. The committed individual who conscientiously writes down their important goals, who strategically creates a detailed plan of action, who consciously lives each and every day purposefully in relentless pursuit of their profound mission and chosen objective. That dedicated individual becomes against all odds incredibly formidable. Not dangerous to other people, mind you, but intensely formidable to fear, monumentally dangerous to crippling mediocrity, and utterly destructive to nagging doubt. He or she effectively becomes absolutely unstoppable in their purposeful quest. Today, right now, begin the vital process of setting specific, precise, measurable goals. Not vaguely tomorrow, not sometime next month, when you feel ready. Begin now. Take the absolute first definitive step forward immediately. Bravely sketch out your core vision in detail. Set an unambiguous deadline to work towards. Diligently map out the actionable steps required to get there. And then, most crucially, act with the sheer intensity and focus of someone who intimately knows the clock is relentlessly ticking down towards their deadline. Because, dear friend, it absolutely is ticking. And ultimately, the story of your precious life will either courageously be a breathtaking masterpiece, consciously sculpted by intention and unwavering purpose, or regrettably, it will be a frustrating collage of unfulfilled wishes and lingering what-ifs. The profound choice, let me be clear, lies solely and completely within your powerful hands. Goals courageously transform elusive dreams into potent, tangible realities. Act decisively now today and boldly claim the extraordinary life that is purposefully waiting for you to actively embrace it. 7. Mastering your mindset. You quite simply and profoundly are what you dedicate your conscious thoughts to the most. This seemingly simple yet deeply profound truth fundamentally governs every story of spectacular success, every harrowing tragedy, every triumphant victory, and every crushing downfall experienced by humankind. It is fundamentally not your privileged education, your inherent background, or even your immediate current challenging circumstances that truly shape your ultimate destiny. It is undeniably and powerfully your cultivated mental attitude, Your remarkable mind is inherently a fertile workshop, and every fleeting thought is an essential dynamic tool. With those fundamental tools, you are either painstakingly building the magnificent house of your most cherished dreams, or constructing the suffocating prison of your debilitating doubts and lingering fears. As I have steadfastly reiterated many times throughout the years, thoughts truly authentically are things. They are the potent nascent seedlings from which future events reliably spring forth. Henry Ford, the renowned great industrialist and visionary, perfectly captured this eternal universal law when he sagely remarked, "Whether you confidently think you can or cautiously think you can't, in either specific case, you are absolutely correct in your prediction." Mr. Ford's undeniable genius and pioneering innovation did not originate or magically begin on an intricate, meticulously assembled factory line in Detroit. It first profoundly began in the careful assembly of his own formidable, unconventional thoughts. His daring vision was initially vehemently not shared or accepted by skeptical others. Many influential people outright called him foolishly idealistic, deemed him laughably unqualified to succeed, and some even warned that he was potentially dangerously reckless. But crucially, he staunchly refused to consciously think within the limiting confines of conventional boundaries. He adamantly refused to constantly feed his incredible mind with soul-crushing doubt and skepticism. And consequently, through sheer willpower and mental discipline, he eventually transformed that resilient, unconventional mental attitude into arguably the most powerfully successful and profoundly impactful automotive empire of his entire historical era. If the focused mind of just one determined man could so completely and irrevocably rewrite the fundamental rules of an entire established industry on such a massive scale, what genuinely miraculous and far-reaching achievements do you sincerely imagine your very own potent mind could diligently accomplish, only if you were to consciously choose to authentically believe in its untapped potential? Your predominant mindset is the invisible force that meticulously determines your actual life trajectory. Let me articulate that critically important point again for absolute clarity. The definitive path you are actively navigating and persistently traveling upon right now is fundamentally not dictated primarily by the fluctuating whims of the economy, not solely by the strategic moves of your ambitious competitors, not by the elusive concept of predetermined fate or blind random luck, and definitively not by the approval or harsh disapproval of other people's opinions. It is decisively and ultimately dictated solely by the persistent dominating thoughts and ingrained beliefs that you consciously and subconsciously permit to permanently take privileged residence and profoundly influence your remarkable mind. You absolutely must consciously make a deliberate transformative choice today. Let this be your absolutely final, unwavering choice. Decide right now to guard your precious mind as if it were an impregnable fortress against negativity. Actively and diligently nurture consistent positivity. Enthusiastically foster a robust spirit of optimism in your outlook. Deliberately develop unwavering, deeply ingrained self-confidence. Cultivate these not as vague, pleasant ideas you hope will happen someday, but diligently establish and practice them as essential daily disciplines and ingrained habits. The vast, fertile mind is precisely like a lush garden, and your myriad thoughts are analogous to potential seeds consciously sown. If you unfortunately do not deliberately choose to plant vibrant, desirable flowers and fruitful crops, bothersome weeds will inevitably proliferate and naturally grow in that vacant space by default. Similarly, if you deliberately do not consciously cultivate empowering and constructive beliefs within your psychological landscape, rampant negativity and soul-crushing limiting ideas will undeniably creep in unseen and inevitably suffocate and stunt the boundless potential you inherently possess. Pervasive negative thinking reliably breeds inevitable failure and bitter disappointment. It relentlessly paralyzes effective action when it's needed most. It dramatically magnifies perceived problems far beyond their actual size, and frustratingly minimizes exhilarating possibilities into near insignificance. It arbitrarily transforms small temporary setbacks into seemingly insurmountable obstacles blocking your progress. But purposeful positive thinking, that actively and miraculously opens countless transformative doors of opportunity. It powerfully creates practical, workable solutions, even where seemingly none existed before. It magnetically attracts beneficial opportunity and positive circumstances, consciously commands authentic respect from others, and robustly fuels consistent perseverance and resilience through difficult times. Fundamentally, it possesses the innate power to transform outwardly ordinary men and women into extraordinary giants of achievement. But always remember vividly, this critical mindset shift is not at all about practicing blind, naive optimism in the face of overwhelming challenges. It is certainly not about deliberately pretending that difficult problems do not authentically exist. Rather, it is the consistently applied habit of intentionally directing the primary focus of your potent attention towards discovering practical, actionable solutions and productive paths forward. It is the ingrained discipline of consistently asking yourself better, more constructive questions, of consciously perceiving unavoidable setbacks, specifically as intentional setups, designed purely for your eventual inevitable comeback to triumph. It is the steadfast, absolutely unwavering belief that you as an individual are inherently far greater than any seemingly formidable challenge you might currently confront. You unequivocally must make the conscious, decisive choice to become the undisputed master of your thoughts and your internal dialogue. Do not ever allow your external environment or the prevailing conditions to dictate the state or tenor of your internal mental world. Do not allow the uninformed opinions or harsh judgments of other people to maliciously corrode your essential life-affirming self-belief. You and you alone are the sacred custodian and sole powerful gatekeeper of your profound inner world and boundless psychological landscape. The conscious thoughts you consistently choose to dwell upon and cultivate will inevitably mature into the fundamental beliefs you strongly hold, subsequently shape the compelling emotions you deeply feel, and directly influence the deliberate actions you consciously choose to take in your life. And here, plain and simple, is the fundamental truth for you. Every single great and lasting achievement throughout history courageously began within the potent, expansive mind of just one single individual who fiercely and defiantly refused to humbly accept commonplace mediocrity as their ultimate fate. That groundbreaking individual, the catalyst for extraordinary change, might very well be you. Starting right now, begin this transformative process today. Start first with increased self-awareness. Meticulously monitor your internal dialogue and critical self-talk. Sincerely listen carefully to the thoughts and words you habitually use when you consciously or unconsciously speak to yourselves. When you clearly catch yourself thinking rigidly in limiting or negative terms, make a conscious effort to immediately reframe that thought. Actively replace debilitating fear with unwavering faith. Purposely replace hesitant doubt with fierce determination. Vigorously replace the passive, disempowering phrase, "I can't possibly do that," with the powerful, possibility-focused question, "How exactly can I diligently achieve that?" Write down clear, positive affirmations that vividly reflect the powerful person you authentically intend to consciously become. Confidently speak those affirmations aloud every single day. Intensely meditate upon them frequently throughout your waking hours. Actively embody their profound meaning and essence in your daily life and intentional behavior, and then attentively watch in genuine amazement as your outer physical world courageously begins to fundamentally shift and proactively realign itself in remarkable response to your persistent inner psychological transformation. Your dominant thoughts, your core beliefs, your overall mental attitude. These indispensable internal assets are undoubtedly your greatest and most valuable resources you possess. They are inherently more precious than your bank account balance, your professional network contacts, or your material possessions, because all of those external things can regrettably be lost or taken away. But your cultivated mental attitude, once forged in the fire of challenge, is unequivocally yours alone. It cannot be stolen from you, only willingly surrendered through a conscious, disempowering choice. So I powerfully urge you, from the depth of my experience, use that inherent, incredible mental power wisely, intentionally, and strategically. Courageously build the foundation of your precious days and ambitious goals upon a solid bedrock of indomitable courage, unshakable conviction, and disciplined self-belief. Diligently train and discipline your dynamic mind to persistently seek the inherent good in every situation, to unfailingly find the valuable underlying lesson within every setback, and to tenaciously pursue your vital self-defined goals with relentless focus. Consciously make your powerful mental attitude an active, reliable ally to your deepest ambitions and bold aspirations. Because once you decisively make that vital commitment and follow through with action, honestly, truly, nothing externally can conceivably stop your determined forward progress towards your desired destiny. Your ultimate magnificent destiny is profoundly shaped not by your initial limiting conditions or circumstances, but decisively and unequivocally by the deliberate choices you courageously make in response to them. And the single most profoundly important choice you can decisively make is to truly become the complete master of your own powerful thoughts and purposefully direct them with clear, focused intention. From this definitive moment onward, let your consciously cultivated mental attitude be consistently one of unwavering purpose, unstoppable power, and absolutely unshakable belief in your inherent capacity for greatness. The world, believe it or not, persistently bends to the formidable focused will of the disciplined mind. Begin there, starting now, and spectacular greatness shall reliably follow your lead. Embracing the non-stop journey of continuous learning. Learning is the sturdy, indispensable bridge that connects you unequivocally from where you are right now to the magnificent place where you deeply desire to be. It is in essence the gilded path and the dynamic vehicle that safely carries you with intentional purpose from your current life circumstances and present limitations to the eventual glorious fulfillment of your most cherished, profound ambitions and heartfelt aspirations. No individual in the recorded annals of human history ever coincidentally or accidentally rose to a position of significant greatness or achieved lasting success merely by random chance. They quite literally learned, evolved, and diligently studied their specific pathway all the way there, often through trial and error. The most genuinely successful and profoundly influential individuals in the modern world today, those rare individuals who purposefully shaped entire industries, who meticulously built vast, impactful empires, who consciously left behind undeniable, enduring legacies that resonated across generations. Every single one of these exceptional people fundamentally shared one vitally common, non-negotiable trait. They were passionately committed, dedicated, and lifelong learners. Let us critically examine the impactful life and strategic career of Andrew Carnegie, a titan of industry, a man whose profound wisdom and unwavering dedication I had the distinct privilege to know well personally. Born tragically into conditions of severe poverty and possessing initially minimal formal education in his youth, Mr. Carnegie certainly could have justifiably used his incredibly challenging circumstances as a readily available excuse for passive inaction and resigned acceptance of a limited fate. But he decisively chose a completely different, much harder path of deliberate action and conscious growth. He intentionally and fundamentally committed himself completely to the ongoing vital process of learning, not merely occasionally, not only in infrequent sporadic bursts, but relentlessly, purposefully, and hangye throughout his entire adult life. He eagerly studied the dynamics of human nature and complex interpersonal interactions, the intricacies of vast business systems, the volatile world of finance and capital, the nuanced art of effective communication, and the fundamental principles of overarching strategic planning. Every single book he conscientiously read, every crucial conversation he actively engaged, in every challenging experience he wholeheartedly embraced. Each represented a significant, invaluable lesson actively absorbed and intentionally processed. He dynamically transformed, acquired theoretical knowledge into substantial, usable capital, and subsequently channeled that capital into far-reaching positive influence and lasting impact on the world around him. From the roaring steel mills he founded and built to the vast, transformative philanthropic efforts he spearheaded in his later years, Mr. Carnegie's monumental success was unequivocally and deeply rooted in an almost insatiable hunger for constant, meaningful personal growth and continuous self-improvement. Mr. Carnegie acutely understood this fundamental, timeless principle of universal achievement. Knowledge itself is not merely inherent raw power in a vacuum. Rather, it is fundamentally potential power awaiting conscious activation. Only when diligently acted upon, and only when intelligently applied with intentional purpose to real-world challenges, does abstract knowledge genuinely become a truly powerful force capable of initiating profound personal and collective transformation. And this essential realization, my respected friend, is deliberately offered here as a direct, urgent invitation specifically for you right now. You absolutely must deliberately commit yourself to becoming a curious and diligent student of life's ongoing intricate lessons, not just for a fleeting period, but today, tomorrow, and always, from this moment onward. Do not for a moment be superficially deceived or dangerously lulled into a state of complacent inaction by temporary periods of comfort or seemingly past victorious achievements. Understand this deeply. The individual who consciously ceases the vital ongoing process of learning begins inexorably to mentally and strategically decline slowly, becoming stagnant and ultimately irrelevant. Complacency, when it sets in, is undeniably the insidious silent killer of forward progress and long-term growth potential. The intricate, dynamic world we inhabit is fundamentally changing at an incredibly rapid and accelerating pace. Entire industries are perpetually shifting their foundations. Groundbreaking new technologies are constantly evolving and redefining boundaries, and transformative new ideas are persistently emerging on the horizon. If you deliberately do not make a consistent, concerted effort to evolve and adapt consciously alongside these ongoing global changes, you will inevitably, unfortunately, be permanently left behind in their wake. I powerfully urge you, therefore, commit steadfastly to your deliberate daily improvement and continuous growth, not just in infrequent bursts of enthusiasm, and certainly not merely in times of dire crisis when survival necessitates it, but cultivate and maintain it as a fully integrated way of meaningful life itself. Every single day forward, actively seek out opportunities and make a dedicated effort to significantly grow in acquired practical skill, in profound wisdom, and in broader, clearer understanding of yourself and the world. Diligently read an insightful chapter from a challenging book that expands your mind thoroughly. Study the journey and accumulated wisdom of a successful mentor you deeply admire and reflect introspectively upon your accumulated experiences, both successes and insightful failures. Courageously test bold new ideas. You formulate, actively challenge, and scrutinize old outdated beliefs you previously held. Genuine education, broadly defined beyond formal schooling, is the true, universally accepted currency of sustainable achievement in the modern age. It fundamentally cannot be easily stolen from you. Its inherent value does not measurably depreciate over time, and its transformative power inherently multiplies dynamically each time it is diligently used and wisely applied to new challenges. Intentionally and relentlessly invest in this priceless, irreplaceable currency of self-improvement. Invest wisely, not just passively, in established educational institutions, but actively, consistently, and directly in your incredibly valuable self. Every single dedicated hour you purposefully spend genuinely learning and growing is analogous to a fertile seed consciously planted today for immense future opportunity and significant subsequent rewards. Your diligent personal growth is not some abstract concept separate or detached from your ultimate success. Rather, it is the incredibly powerful, persistent engine that courageously drives your success forward with relentless momentum. The inherently stronger your agile mind becomes, the profoundly clearer and sharper your decisive vision gets, the substantially broader and more expansive. Your accumulated knowledge base becomes the inherently sharper and more insightful. Your critical decisions inevitably will be. The substantially deeper your cultivated wisdom goes, the demonstrably greater your positive influence and tangible impact on the world around you will undoubtedly become. Remember this irrefutable truth forever. The single most valuable asset you definitively possess is not your current income level. not your impressive job title or esteemed position, and not the aggregate total of your material possessions. It is at its very core your innate and developed ability to learn and continuously grow as a human being. Protect this sacred ability fiercely, actively nurture its potential with dedicated effort, and above all else, wisely and proactively use it to its absolute maximum capacity. Starting right now. Today, make the conscious, decisive choice to courageously embark upon this essential journey of deliberate and ongoing learning, not primarily because you feel you are forced to, but simply and powerfully because you inherently can choose to do so. Every insightful page you consciously choose to read, every transformative lesson you wholeheartedly choose to embrace and internalize, intrinsically brings you incrementally closer step by arduous step to ultimately becoming the remarkable person and living the magnificent life that you authentically envision for yourself and are fundamentally destined to embody. Learning is not merely perceived preparation for achieving distant future success. It undeniably is success authentically in motion, unfolding dynamically in the present. Step bravely onto that sturdy bridge of knowledge, cross it confidently and with unwavering intention, and stride purposefully towards meeting the incredible evolved person you are absolutely destined to gloriously become. 9. Adaptability, your ultimate dynamic strength. One of the most fundamentally important universal truths I ever profoundly discovered during my long and purposeful life, and one which I now impart to you directly and without reservation, is this unchanging reality. Change is the single consistent constant force and immutable reality in the grand tapestry of life itself. Regardless of precisely who you fundamentally are as an individual, or exactly where you happen to courageously begin your personal life's journey, life, through its intrinsic nature and unpredictable dynamics, will unfailingly and unexpectedly test you repeatedly through unforeseen circumstances, sudden disruptions, and powerful turbulent forces beyond your immediate control. Carefully crafted plans will inevitably go unexpectedly awry or utterly dissolve entirely. Steadfast, seemingly stable circumstances will inevitably and often suddenly shift unpredictably without warning. The previously calm winds guiding your sails will invariably, perhaps dramatically, change direction with fierce, unrelenting force. And when they inevitably and abruptly do change, your true lasting success and ability to navigate the challenges ahead will remarkably not be primarily determined or singularly defined by your innate intelligence or acquired intellectual capacity, not by your extensive professional connections or social network, and arguably, not even ultimately by your tangible material resources or accumulated financial wealth. Instead, unequivocally and profoundly, your continued progress and ultimate triumph will be decisively and completely determined by your developed capacity for resilient adaptability and agile flexibility in the face of adversity and changing landscapes. The resourceful and wise individual who makes the conscious, deliberate choice to cultivate the vital skill of adaptability courageously becomes, over time, effectively undefeatable by the inevitable challenges and sudden disruptions of life. He or she genuinely does not outwardly fear change and unforeseen disruptions as static problems, but instead actively and wisely leverages their intrinsic dynamic power for beneficial personal and professional gain. They do not rigidly or fearfully resist periods of significant disruptive change. Instead, they are consistently able to keenly and quickly interpret the profound signals and subtle signs those changes communicate proactively, reading them with insightful foresight. Consequently, they perceive not mere chaos or daunting challenges on the horizon, but vibrant, exciting opportunities presenting themselves in disguise. This remarkably flexible mental attitude and strategic perspective is precisely the one you absolutely must intentionally and consistently cultivate within yourself if you sincerely and genuinely desire to rise significantly in the world and thrive amidst uncertainty. Look compellingly at the extraordinary life journey of Thomas Watson, the pioneering visionary founder of the monolithic, globally dominant IBM Corporation. Watson did not surprisingly originally begin his professional career directly in the nascent field of advanced computers and cutting-edge information technology as his singular defining purpose. In fact, the revolutionary idea of a massive, internationally impactful computing giant was largely foreign and seemingly incomprehensible during his early formative years and nascent career stages. But Mr. Watson inherently possessed something far more valuable, flexible, and strategically potent than simply a single fixed, unchanging idea he rigidly clung to. He instead consistently and intentionally cultivated a compelling long-term vision for his potential impact on the world, and the invaluable cognitive flexibility and adaptable foresight necessary to thoughtfully evolve and fundamentally change that overarching vision as the external world. Emerging technologies and core market dynamics predictably and consistently evolved and rapidly changed around him over the decades. He diligently and purposefully adjusted his core business strategy and key tactical approaches multiple times throughout his lengthy, impactful career. Sometimes these strategic shifts and calculated adjustments were made necessarily and thoughtfully in the disheartening face of unexpected business failure or operational setbacks, while at other crucial times, his astute strategic recalibrations were made proactively in intelligent and visionary response to subtly shifting market demands, consumer needs, or groundbreaking technological advancements appearing on the horizon. Crucially, each major strategic shift he deliberately orchestrated consistently brought about beneficial new opportunities and expanded possibilities for his enterprise. Ultimately, through countless cycles of iterative refinement, strategic adaptation, and disciplined execution over many decades, he successfully built one of the most universally recognized, technologically transformative, and profoundly legendary corporations in the annals of human commercial history. Watson's truly inspiring story, therefore, is not exclusively about demonstrating exceptional business acumen, strategic brilliance, or masterful management expertise in isolation. It stands powerfully and vividly as a timeless, undeniable demonstration of what truly and effectively happens on a grand scale when a truly remarkable individual courageously embraces periods of dynamic change and inevitable disruption with intelligent foresight and adaptable resilience, rather than stubbornly, fearfully, or passively resisting or avoiding it out of comfort or ingrained habit. This potent truth, I confidently tell you from decades of observing successful patterns, is undeniably a fundamental principle of obtaining and maintaining impactful power and achieving lasting influence in the world. You absolutely must deliberately train and mentally condition yourself over time to sincerely welcome the seemingly uncomfortable onset of change whenever and however it naturally arrives. Consciously choose to proactively let go of any lingering inherent psychological need for predictable certainty and rigid stability, as those conditions are transient and illusory in the long run. Instead, firmly and deliberately anchor yourself and your strategic plans in the fundamental, deeply held belief that whatever challenging circumstances inevitably unfold or whatsoever unforeseen events inevitably come your way in the future, you personally possess the necessary internal fortitude, resourcefulness, and mental resilience to capably and effectively respond to those challenges with unwavering inner strength and dynamic adaptability. Embracing a proactive mindset of confident adaptability does not in any way necessitate or imply the complete abandonment of your fundamental long-term goals and overarching ambitions. Rather, it thoughtfully represents the intelligent and strategic adjustment, reevaluation, and potential refinement of your immediate practical methods and chosen approaches for achieving those goals amidst changing conditions. Your deeply desired ultimate destination may courageously remain steadfast and unchanged in your mind, but it is crucial to accept that your actual physical and practical path taken to get there may gracefully bend, unexpectedly, sharply, curve with the landscape, or necessitate a difficult but essential climb upwards, and embracing that flexible reality is perfectly natural and fundamentally necessary for progress. Resisting the inevitable currents of dynamic change resolutely leads only to painful stagnation, debilitating frustration, ingrained fear, and ultimately over time often bitter failure and unfulfilled potential. But when you consciously choose to courageously meet necessary change and significant disruption With proactive enthusiasm and intelligent adaptability, you immediately open wide the door to exhilarating personal growth and remarkable self-discovery. Each instance of perceived disruption effectively transforms into an unexpected doorway, leading to new opportunities. Every sudden shift in circumstances effectively becomes another vital stepping stone, propelling you constructively forward. Furthermore, cultivating conscious adaptability consistently fuels powerful and necessary innovation and proactive problem-solving. It is the flexible psychological state that explicitly allows the disciplined human mind to intuitively perceive and effectively develop genuinely novel and previously unseen solutions to complex emerging problems. Historically, the truly greatest, most revolutionary breakthroughs and transformative advancements in human civilization were notably not exclusively born from periods of predictable stability and comforting routine, but were significantly forged, honed and tempered in the crucible and undeniable fire of necessary change and disruptive transformation. So, I urge you sincerely and without further delay, begin actively and consistently cultivating the essential skill of resilient adaptability today, this moment forward. Consciously view and approach each unexpected external event or internal setback not primarily as an insurmountable problem to be dreaded or passively endured, but purposefully as a timely test or insightful challenge, thoughtfully designed to awaken and significantly exercise your latent internal creativity and strategic resourcefulness. When meticulously planned efforts regrettably fall apart or fail to yield the desired outcome strategically, ask yourself the empowering solution-focused question. Given this outcome, what valuable insights or constructive opportunities can I realistically build from this unexpected result right now? When a vital market predictably shifts its trajectory or fundamental requirements fundamentally change without warning, ask yourself the proactive, value-creating question. Based on this market shift, what distinct new value or innovative solution can I thoughtfully create or provide right here and now? The flexible, resourceful individual who consistently practices dynamic adaptability consistently becomes undeniably indispensable, irreplaceable, and exceptionally valuable within any team, organization, or field of endeavor. He or she is actively sought after for their valuable perspective, readily trusted for their pragmatic problem-solving skills, and characteristically manages to stay consistently ahead of the conventional predictable curve of development. And most profoundly and essentially, they diligently cultivate genuine, indomitable resilience of spirit. They quite simply do not break down completely or succumb when fierce storms inevitably arrive without warning. Instead, they wisely choose to bend flexibly, purposefully, pivot their approach when necessary, and courageously move forward inevitably, gaining substantial wisdom and insightful experience directly, because of the challenges they chose to navigate rather than avoid entirely. Consciously choose to actively make adaptability your trusted and potent ally throughout life's inevitable journey. Allow its fundamental principles and versatile capabilities to consciously become the dynamic psychological muscle you diligently strengthen and exercise consistently every single day through purposeful challenges. By consistently doing so with intent, you will powerfully discover for yourself firsthand that no external change, regardless of its suddenness or initial perceived magnitude, possesses the true capacity to defeat your spirit, irrevocably, derail your purposeful journey, or prevent you from moving forward simply and profoundly because you are consistently and courageously always in the process of consciously evolving, adapting, and inevitably becoming demonstrably more capable and resourceful than you were previously. This acquired state of dynamic evolution and adaptable resilience consistently maintained over time through deliberate effort constitutes the true, authentic essence of achieving durable, lasting success that can weather any storm and overcome any challenge. And perhaps, surprisingly, it all humbly begins with the powerful personal and conscious choice to embrace and fully cultivate the remarkable skill of active adaptability. Ideas themselves, regardless of how brilliant, groundbreaking, or seemingly revolutionary they initially appear when left unexecuted and remain merely dormant. Thoughts are fundamentally powerless to shape tangible reality. Authentic, decisive action is the only catalytic force and vital ingredient that definitively transforms mere intriguing possibility into undeniable living reality. Just actively consider and draw powerful inspiration from the illuminating example of every remarkably successful entrepreneur throughout history, who purposefully and resolutely acted immediately upon their novel and potentially world-changing ideas without significant hesitation or paralyzing delay. That type of courageous immediate action is what reliably generates unstoppable momentum, strategically unlocks hidden opportunity where none was perceived before, and consistently produces tangible, measurable, and valuable results that build over time. Conversely, debilitating hesitation and chronic indecision inevitably breed crippling self-doubt and ultimately lead to missed opportunities. Resolute action, when consistently taken with purpose, fundamentally breeds crystalline clarity of thought, unshakable confidence in your abilities, and lasting momentum forward. Start your purposeful journey now. This very instant, your grandest, most aspirational dreams will regrettably remain simply pleasant but inert dreams until you proactively and consciously choose to act upon them with deliberate intention and courageous resolve. There exists within the universe an almost immense dynamic transformative power inherently contained within the practice of unwavering immediacy. Use this profound, actionable power to courageously ignite the engine of your life's grand, purposeful journey today, fully knowing with inner conviction that every single monumental achievement ever realized or recorded throughout human history humbly and purposefully began with just one incredibly brave individual simply deciding to take one fearless, uncertain but resolute first step forward, and then another, and then consistently one more after that. Will you consciously choose one day of passive wishing and lingering regret, or courageously make the empowering decision to fully embrace day one of decisive action and relentless progress? The profoundly transformative choice, let me emphatically remind you one last time, rests solely and completely within your incredibly capable hands to consciously make. Therefore, consciously choose wisely, courageously choose intentional action, and decisively choose to authentically begin right now.